Good morning everyone, with you Yaroslav Shvets again, and we're still discussing really pleasant things. We're discussing food, not only food, and the healthy food. Healthy food you can do at home. So today I'll tell you how to do the cottage cheese. Let's say in some countries it's super popular, and some places people even have no idea what it is. But what I'll tell you, it's really good source of protein. And basically, I guess in post-Soviet Union, a lot of athletes, they took a protein from eggs and cottage cheese mostly. How much protein it will be in your cottage cheese, it depends from the quality of milk. It's same how much cottage cheese you can get from a certain amount of milk. Again, it depends from the quality of milk you can find around. I'll give you some demonstration later on from the kitchen, and I'll tell you a little bit in general about milk production, because even some people who stay in the countryside, they have no idea how all of these things appear. So step by step, if you can find like a natural milk with a good bacteria, so basically it's pretty simple. It will get rotten if you get it in the morning, and evening it will be rotten and it turned to the yogurt already. So for instance, I don't know, it depends where you stay. If you like in Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, for example, have like small and big plastic bags with a natural milk, not pasteurized, it means no one boil it. So if you buy it in the morning and evening it's turned to the yogurt, this means have a good bacteria there. And it's make all of the process really simple. Same, some cafe and restaurants, they order milk from local farm, natural one. Usually it's like a big transparent plastic bag. So if you can order some, it's just perfect. If not, I'll tell you what to do next. So if you found a natural milk somewhere, I don't know, depending where you stay, of course. So let's say in 12 hours it turned to the yogurt. And you can eat yogurt if you want to. Just like many dishes you can add it, like in India called dahi, it's really popular. And if your body cannot take the bacteria, milk bacteria, let's say too sensitive to it, you can boil it. So you can put in a pot with the water and heat it until 190 degrees, so basically take, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe, and that's it. And you can put it in a fridge and store it for week time at least. If you will not boil it, still you can put it in the fridge and you can store it, I don't know, few days, week time maximum. And imagine all of the yogurts and milk products what you buy in a superstore, expiry date like next year or even after 3 years. So imagine how many different chemicals there. Okay, so it turned to the yogurt, let's say in 12 hours, so approximately in a couple days. All of the yogurt, it will go on top and it became to more solid mass. And here will be whey, yellow liquid. We got the kitchen again, favorite place of many, and probably some people spend here a lot of time, or maybe even most of the time. So today I'll tell you how to make cottage cheese at home. So basically I do it just for check certain product, it's good enough or not. So I'll take off all of the labels for don't make any advertisement or anti-advertisement for certain products. And you know, now it's a lot of fake milk. Now we have fake eggs, fake milk, fake everything, like cheeses and what we live on. So Chinese make some kind of chemicals and you mix it with the water, just drop really little bit, and it's even have some kind of flavor, look like, taste like, smell like, exactly like real milk. But you cannot make any yogurt or cheese from it. There's no lactose there, and if you know bacteria, they need to eat lactose. So basically all the bacteria, they multiply, eat everything, shit, and after we have cheese from it. So now you know, I'm sorry to tell you what it is. And it's not only about milk and many other, or cheese, many other products with it. So basically our waste for someone is food and someone waste for us food as well. So sorry for the videos. So yeah, we got like quite a lot of different milk, different brands. So if it gets rotten, it's have lactose, so it's supposed to be have to be natural normal milk. If it's real original milk from normal cows, you just leave it in normal temperature, like in a warm temperature, open for get some access with the oxygen. And I think if not within 24 hours, 48 hours, it start to get rotten. And usually it need about 24 hours, and you can see if it's transparent. You can see how it separates liquid to became the cheese, became the yogurt. So first of all, like 2-3 days. If you want to make a yogurt, you can put in the fridge, and it's a natural good milk. Like fat will be separate and going up, it will be double cream, and afterwards anyway you can make cheese from it. So when whey it will be separate, still it's have protein in there, and you know, whey now they add some chemical acid and make it powder and make whey protein. It's really popular now, and I would say it's some genius make a waste product, but it was a waste product before. Now it's sell for quite good money and became so popular. And maybe 20 years ago or so, it was mostly products for animals. So in that time, even without any chemicals, probably chicken and cows, they get quite big on such supplements. So for make process quicker, and if milk don't get rotten, probably something really wrong with it. Another way, if you have some like real yogurt or double cream, you can add a little bit inside and you can check it out. So usually about 24 hours it starts to bacteria multiply and so on. So we just take we don't have it for now. We have like natural Greek yogurt, but I'm not really believe it's natural one, even if it's right, it's super natural, like real organic and so on. You know, usually if you make a yogurt at home by yourself, when the milk is rotten, it maximum can be in the fridge for maybe 1 week, but usually it's good for a few days. And if it's valid for 1 year, you know, it's probably something wrong with it. It's quite suspicious. It's a lot of preservatives there, you have no idea what kind of bacteria inside. Okay, where is this food? Okay, technical problem with salt. We found a spoon, so we can put it inside. So this bacteria is what here, I don't know what kind of bacteria, so it will make it everything quicker. Then, when you see everything is separated and it's start to get harder, became a cottage cheese. About eat raw cottage cheese or yogurt, you can do, but check how do you feel about, because some people they're not really good with some bacteria, and from yogurt or cottage cheese was really raw, you can spend in toilet a bit more time than you expect. But I don't know, for me it's fine. Some people have a problem with that, even when they change countries. They eat same products but in different countries, so it might be like some bacteria is slightly different, but it's only people who really have a sensitive stomach. I don't know, for me everything works like really fine. It feels like everything made there from metal. It's quite a lot here. And be careful it's enough space, because when all the processes start, it will get a bigger volume. So what happens then? So it's need about 24 hours, usually maybe 48 hours, normal room temperature, and it will separate. You will see it, he will be clear away liquid, and here some sort became yogurt and getting harder, and it still seems like hard enough. Couple of days, usually, sometimes longer, really sometimes. And then, if you don't want any experiments with the new bacteria, you just put it like somewhere and boil water, like 5 minutes enough. So like you get about 90 degrees, boil for 5 minutes, so here about 90 degrees, that's it. All milk bacteria supposed to be gone. The substance was supposed to be cottage cheese, it will be a bit harder. Then I'll follow you all the process and record it later, I'll show you. And then we just separate it from all the whey liquid and just try to press it a bit to make it harder without anything what we don't need. So make it dry as possible. So I don't know, like for small bottle, 1 liter, like 1 teaspoon is quite enough. You can put more if you want to, and if you want, like it is super quick. And that's it, you have a cottage cheese, like perfect source of protein. I'm pretty sure it's like really good sport supplements. Easy to digest, a lot of protein, perfect. And how to make a normal cheese? I'll tell you then, maybe I'll show you, I'll cook some. I like to cook. So cottage cheese, you add some salt, and it's up to your taste. People add also sugar, that's not a good idea, and sodium bicarbonate to make it a bit softer, and butter. Sometimes the cheese like can be about 50% butter, 20%, 30%, and you boil it with butter, not so good. When after heat it, and when you stir it and boil it, mix it, it becomes a cheese. And yeah, how to make butter from milk. So if it's like really good milk and all the fat is separated and start became like a double cream, and after you shake it for quite a long time and all the fat is pressed and became a butter. Yeah, it's unbelievable, but just for shake it for quite a long time, maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, you can see how it's all separated, pressed and became the butter, like a real butter. But still some people after boil it for a bit because it still have some bacteria, and for keep it for a long time in the fridge, you need to boil it. But you can eat the raw butter, but you can hold in the fridge for a pretty short time, week, maybe a bit longer, and after it became rotten. Okay, so we will make it ready. It's quite ready. I'll try to record all the further process. So it's how we get the protein. It's getting a bit slow, but in 24 hours you can see it's became kind of jelly. I don't know if you can see it or not, so now it's like yogurt already. And I think in another 24 hours it will separate a more harder part that became a cottage cheese with whey liquid. Basically whey you can use in many purposes as well. You can boil it and drink it, make different kind of cold soup, make cook something on it. Even if you have a dry hair, you can wash your hair with it. So basically it's a lot of purposes. Yeah, it's really helpful with a hangover, let's say. And all of the cottage cheese, basically, yeah, it's a waste of bacteria. So in our world, everything is recycling. Plants, they exhale O2 and we inhale O2, exhale CO2, and they inhale CO2, and our waste good food for bacteria and plants, and vice versa. So let's say in 2 days, sometimes 3 days, if it's natural and good bacteria, process will be really quick. So you put it just in a warm place, not on the sun. and it became like more solid. That's it. You can try to do it in a natural way, like without heat it up. Sometimes I do it, but it's like really soft. You can make a spread for put it on the bread or whatever. So you can put in some fabric, everything what go on top, white cottage cheese. You can put it in the fabric and squeeze all of the extra water, and can eat it raw with the bacteria. So it will store less time, maybe a few days, and will be sorrow. Same if you get rotten milk, take a yogurt, put in the fridge for a few days, it will get more and more sorrow because of multiplying bacteria, and sooner or later it will be bitter, not so good. Additionally, what usually people do, because it will be really soft, when everything go on top in 2-3 days, after you can put it in a pot with the water and heat it up until 90 degrees. So it's about 5 minutes. You just boil water, that's it. And it became more solid and cooked without bacteria, so you can store it for longer time. So I guess in the fridge it can be for a week time for sure. So yeah, any cottage cheese with expiration date after a year or two, imagine how many preservatives is there. And all natural preservatives, what I know people use, it's just a little bit of salt, and also have different kind of leaves, roots, berries. For example, cranberry can be used as a preservatives as well. That's it, super simple. What else you can do from milk? If you have just a normal milk, you can put it in the fridge for not get rotten. So next day, all of the fat will go on top, and it will be double cream, so you can collect it, and it can be stay for a few days. Bacteria will multiply, and it became with a sorrow taste and a little bit more solid, and it became the sorrow cream. So still in the fridge, you can store it for maybe a week time, let's say. Or you can do the butter at home if you have really good natural milk. So when all of the double cream go on top and collect it more and more, so then you can take, I don't know, you store it in a, I'll suggest you to put the milk in a metal or glass can instead of plastic. So you can shake it 15-20 minutes, or we have different machines with rotation and all of the heavier particles go on the edge or whatever. Basically, it's have a different kind of machines what shake it for stick the butter. So basically all of the heavy particles, it's fat, like a double cream, and they stick to each other, and it became to butter, home butter. Really easy to make it if you have some milk nearby, but it will have a lot of water inside, so get rid of water. So basically it's really good and natural source of fat, but for get rid of water you need to boil it. So also you can store it for longer time. You can add a little bit salt, or you can put it in the fridge. You can store it maybe for a month's time, but if you reheat it, you boil it, you can store it maybe months. So like in India, it's very hot, it gets rotten very quick. So from butter, people make what called ghee. So they boil it for quite a long time, for store it for longer, but it will be less healthy. So it's more thermal use you use to any product, it less healthier became. All right, here I experiment for make yogurt and cottage cheese from different type of milk. So basically I already took the whey out, and now if you want to make it more solid, and after I just boil it a little bit, and you can put in a fabric and squeeze all of the liquid out, so it will become more solid. From my experience, I think the best quality of milk from most countries when I travel, it's Ukraine, Poland, Belarus, Moldova, Myanmar, India, Sri Lanka. I think it's the top countries for the milk quality. Others, yeah, I have some good one, but you need to look for it. I still have some whey, but still, you can put it in the fabric and squeeze it out. Later you can make a cheese from it. So basically you can add some, I don't know, sodium, salt, different spices, and the butter maybe like 50-30%. It's a lot of different kind of recipe for the cheese, and you can boil it and it became a cheese, but it will be less healthy after you will boil it. Yeah, it's I make butter at home. I don't know if you can see it or not. Usually in original butter there's a lot of water there if you will not boil it. So it looks something like that. Quite enough for the milk products. Cottage cheese. So cottage cheese you can eat spicy, salty, sweet, whatever. You can make it softer for putting in bread. But if you take your cottage cheese, put in a fabric and squeeze all of the extra water, you can make it like extremely dry. So you need to eat it with, I don't know, with milk, with double cream, with the fruits or whatever you want to. So it became like different kind of granules, or you can cook it and make it slices. Same, you can make a natural cottage cheese, which will be full of protein. So it can be from 10 till 30% of protein in your cottage cheese. Again, depending on quality of milk. So if milk have a lot of fat, lactose, a little bit of proteins, meaning a lot of food for bacteria, it will be quite a lot of cheese. For instance, I bought a different kind of brand of milk in shop and tried to make a cottage cheese. Some milk, even not a milk, it not get rotten. Probably it's no milk there, no lactose, it's just not rotten. It doesn't matter how many bacteria you put in. So probably it's not a good idea for drink such milk. Some, let's say it will be maybe 45% of cottage cheese, maybe 40% go on top. If quality of milk will be less, it means less food for bacteria, it can be like only 20% of cottage cheese for all milk, or depends. So I try to have like different amount of it. Same, it will be different amount of protein inside as well. If you buy milk from a store, what pasteurized, what been boiled without bacteria, of course it will not get rotten. So you can buy any super cheap yogurt like natural yogurt or Greek style yogurt, and let's say on 1 liter of milk, 1 pint of milk maybe, you can put 1 big spoon of yogurt. So that will be bacteria and start all the process. And usually it take like same amount of time for all of the extra process. So you can make experiment what good milk on the market you have, and you'll see how quick it will be rotten and how much cottage cheese you will have from it, and so on. About bacteria in yogurt, so I cannot give you any guarantee it's a good bacteria or not, because now it have like a lot of artificial bacteria that might be harmful for you, but it's really easy for food production. So basically, yeah, we live in a commercial mode and everything intends on get as much income as possible and spend less money as possible. It's mean quality of food dramatically drop down and we have no idea what we're eating. Even if it's raw and organic, for instance, some company can buy a license for call it organic, but it will be not. And you, in the same area, you cannot sell your product and call it organic because you don't have a license and patent owned someone else, and you should call it anything else. So let's say like in Russia, you have a cottage cheese and cottage cheese imitate and whatever, I don't know, it's different kind of names. It means it tastes like, it smells like, but it no milk inside. So in a best scenario, it might be made from soy. In a worst scenario, from waste of oil and so on. So we have no idea what we're eating. Since I've been in China, I tried different fake products, and you cannot realize is it real or not. It tastes like real cheese, but it's no milk there. You even don't want to know what is there. Okay, what else can I suggest you? It's pretty much it, and yeah. Cottage cheese digests quite a long time, and if you want to eat like 300 grams per day, it will be not such easy, same like a buckwheat. If you want to eat a lot of grains or beans, like slow carbs, it's not that easy, but you can mix it up with dried fruits, with yogurt, whatever, can make it in combination. You can make like a cottage cheese, or not a cottage cheese, we make it like a cheesecake, but with only cottage cheese. It means it will be like most of protein there, no sugar and other stuff. So you can find a millions recipe you can do with that. And yeah, I try to be brief as possible, and probably it's one of the best way of get all essential amino acids. So if you eat a little bit of seeds, nuts, peanuts, eggs and cottage cheese, you're supposed to have all of the necessary amino acids you need. So if you're vegetarian, eat milk products and eggs, you will be fine. If you're vegan, yeah, you need to cover it with seeds, beans, nuts instead. Alright, hopefully it was useful information for you, and next video for sure we'll discuss something else healthy, what might be really good for you. Stay tuned.